Hello everybody, so we're here today, as you can see, with the great metal drummer Raphael Saini from Italy.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a great pleasure for me to be here. And first of all, I want to thank you for inviting me. Really, it's really impressive because I believe that people like you, maybe you don't know it, it's making a little but big difference in Italy. Since you're allowing people like me to talk and to talk about music, about metal music, and this is something that doesn't happen every day in Italy. So thank you.
I want to thank you to share your experience and everything you're doing in your career with
my
us.
biggest pleasure, really. I enjoy so much drumming. I enjoy a lot, hanging out with people, talking about drums. I believe that is what music is about. That's what drumming is about, talking and sharing. Yeah. If you don't I mean, all the history of music, all the evolution comes from sharing ideas.
Exactly.
Every style has been, influencing something, another thing. Maybe a lot of things we don't know, they've been influenced by other stuff that we cannot even imagine. So sharing, it's everything. So it's normal thing.
So Raphael, I know you are a great player in the extreme metal field also. So how did you get in contact with this style and who influenced you mostly?
Okay, first of all, the extreme metal scene has been changing a lot during the last 5 years. And, I don't think I belong so much to the modern metal, extreme metal scene, because it changed so much from what it was in the beginning that I felt like I'm a kind of old school extreme guy, I would say, because I came from Morbid Angel, Cannibal Corpse, and all the 19 death metal bands. So I would say that I was in the middle when things changed, and today I'm not listening a lot to modern death metal because I think it has lost a little bit of soul. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I had nothing against any new band. Totally. I mean, I like it, but I love so much the old stuff because I believe before all the Pro Tools came, before all the super triggering, and what I like the most is the old stuff. I mean, not so old. I mean, I'm talking about the Morbid Angel, the Cannibal Corpse period, also some Nile stuff. Hate Eternal, these kind of bands I really like. For me, it was a natural thing that came because I think we cannot choose what we listen to. I mean, it's like music one day just comes up. Yeah. It's like I still remember, my first extreme things. For example, it was the Guns N' Roses. You would say what? Yeah, for me, because I was, when you're a kid, you're always listening to what goes on the television. So you always Eros Ramazzotti. Totally respect Laura Pausini, but the first time I heard Guns N' Roses, for me it was like, oh my God, and also the band that were looking like,
extreme.
Yeah, this is so extreme. People screaming, all the solos and crazy stuff. So it was my first, step into rock music. After a couple of months, I started, to love rock music. I was, going to the CD store, and when we used to go in the CD store, and like going and search for, CDs without knowing actually the bands, just, the cover.
The picture.
Yeah, and that's how I got into the Sepultura, and this was something that...
It's a big step from Guns N' Roses.
Yeah, it was. But, I remember that the guy from the store was like, I was born in Sao Paulo in Brazil. And he was like, dude, I have a band. Maybe he wanted just to sell the CD, of course. He was like, dude, you have to check this Brazilian band out. I mean, this Sepultura. I was like, yeah, come on, let me see the cover, a Chaos CD. So it was like all weird. I was like, yeah, I want to buy this. And okay, from that moment, I remember I put the CD on. Everything changed forever. I'm not kidding. And I still remember, my father that day, because I was listening to the CD all day long, with maximum volume. My parents were already starting to get annoyed. And I still remember my father, he said, I'm sure, this is something, in a week you will not listen to it anymore. And after 15 years, I'm still listening to it and I'm still loving it so much that, I tried, so many times to change. This is a cool topic because in Italy, especially when I started to play, there was not really respect at all for this kind of music. So you were always treated like a kind of stupid guy. Yeah. You don't like jazz, so you're Come on. And for years, I want to say something honestly. I never played or never studied because I wanted to become a professional musician. This is funny because I always thought I was never be able to be a professional musician. I mean, because I was playing metal, everybody told me you're not going to live making metal. So I was, yeah, okay, but I like metal. So my choice was like, should I study jazz because everybody's telling me that jazz music is cool? I mean, I respect it. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm not saying bad things, nothing bad against nothing. Yeah. It's just like, what should I do? Should I study stuff that I don't like because somebody else is telling me what to listen to, or should I go with what I like? I tried to, because I tried, I studied in many schools, and I studied also jazz. This is funny. I studied some jazz, some samba, because I wanted, I want to get educated. But it was like something inside me, it's like, I believe that the first CD that we love in our life, he will keep staying there in some way. Even if you will change the music you like, this CD will always, it's like kind of print in your soul and your way of playing. So that's why, I mean, I still play nervous all the time. I mean, I came from that kind of music. And, I started because I love music. That's the point. And I started to study metal with metal teachers because I wanted to get better playing metal. That's it. And then a funny thing happened. Like you get treated like a kind of a freak, and someday people realize that you did your own way, and suddenly you start touring Europe, and people from other countries are into your stuff, and they call you for playing outside Italy. This is funny because I never thought. I mean, I dreamed about it, but I was not so sure that it was going to be happen. And this year, actually, many things started to really be as a dream. I mean, now I feel I'm a lucky person because I'm living a dream actually, And also being here, talking about drums with people there, and maybe other people is playing. Maybe they like metal music, and everybody's telling you that you should play jazz, or maybe you play jazz and everybody's telling you to play rock. I would say play what you like, and don't care about what people is saying, because just be happy. I mean, just enjoy. This is life.
Do what you like.
I'm not sure this was the point of the question, but I mean the topic is so interesting that because we live in Italy, and for all people who's watching us from somewhere else in Europe, Italy is a cool place for many things, but we are not an open-minded country. We are always we are a kind of a fighting country. Everybody's fighting with each other, and what happened in Italy is that. For many years, we had only the jazz and pop teaching drum thing, only pop and jazz. And what happened is that now there are too many of these drummers, and they cannot work because there is too many drummers and too less bands to play with. So it happened the opposite of what it was supposed to be. And also one thing that really changed, and I want to tell the people, is like finally the Italian brands or the Italian distributors understood that metal drummers are the guys who are buying more stuff. I mean, we are breaking them. So now they understood that it's not with jazz players that you're going to make money, because they don't break cymbals as much as we do. We are breaking everything: cymbals, sticks, drum heads. And I mean, some people I know they broke pedals also. So this is and they are metal people. So now they start to to understand the fact that you can't ignore 30 years of music. You can't. I mean, even if you don't like, come on. And this was so funny because like 10 years ago, even with 20 years of history, they were like, yeah, this kind of music, for kids.
Just underground.
Yeah, 20 years. I mean, can you imagine now 30 years of music constantly growing and constantly pushing? I mean, metal music, you can like it or not, but the fact is that metal people is the only people that are really inventing something now. I mean, if you see so many bands like Periphery, I don't know if you know the band Periphery, or Meshuggah, or
Animals of Zeal.
Yeah, absolutely. Bands that are playing metal with fusion, and they are now playing old times. I mean, come on. And people for so many years they were like, this something is not important because something crazy. Just try to see. I mean, this is something I want people to think about. Think about Sanremo, and think about Gods of Metal.
Yeah.
I mean, they tried to ignore some music that thousands of people are going there and paying a lot of money. We had no exposure on national television or radio. And this is so fucking big. I mean, Iron Maiden played in Italy, Slayer, and it's full of people with nothing going on the television. So I think you cannot really ignore. I mean, this is so stupid to think that music is not important. People, I mean, there is people that can kill for metal music, and that this is something really. I mean, this is soul of the music. And now it's cool because I think they're starting to get it. They are starting to. They still don't respect really the music because maybe they don't know actually why the music came, and it's something they never understood why Iron Maiden came, why all the Napalm Death, the grindcore scene came, the death metal scene. They just think it's noise, but they know we can make money go. Took me out of nothing, and they helped me. They supported me so much. Always giving symbols. I was breaking everything, and I would never be able to do what I did without their support. And today, I feel I'm very lucky because